clarity into the Jhin W. You just never get to move. Both of these teams need to plan their engages very, very carefully, because when the fight starts, you better have a way to finish that fight, because if you don't get winged, Doran's shield ticking, but you know, Cho'Gath auto attack reset hits a Q, a decent spot. Isma could tank the turret here, see how it goes.
Counter-strike comes on down, just wide. The barrel spin comes up bot side, the dive comes on down. Noah is in danger, and unfortunately the arc does not allow them to go 2x2. It's just one man standing in the bot lane.
And the AD carry dies, which means that they lose. Hang on a second, fight in the picture in top lane this time. So Cho'Gath, as the cross smack does come through, kill on either side.
Cho'Gath at least takes Isma with him, but a lot does get to stay in the lane. Will be able to reset there himself and come back.
Oscar gets himself the kill. Sadly for Lot, he doesn't. Does of course stay alive, and he can farm the wave. On the other side, of course, Noah dies and he can't farm the wave. That's often one of the big things you look for in the dive. Who gets to stick around and pick up the XP? Important in the early game. Jhin doesn't have vision inside that brush and will not be able to cancel the recall. So, activity in the early game, something that we didn't have as much of at this timestamp just before that point.
Have a look at this replay now as well. I suspect this will be the top lane dive that we saw kind of brewing for the bot lane.
HP, not easy to do that much, especially with the Nocturne not having level 6. Needs a little bit more for that. Dragon goes down. Oscar has Mikyx supporting him.
A camp or so for that to happen. They see Mikyx coming in, but now Jackie's in danger. Does have the flash nearly back, but not quite yet. Will self-shockwave though, and the Sombrero does a lot of work. Razork flash for flash just up in time, and Jackie's gets away with it.
But now getting towards that point in the game with the one item mark, when you do have Isma and Jackie's, the level 6s being very important here, and you don't have flash for moments like this now.
And there's the paranoia afterwards as well. Jump on top of him, he's fleeing, the body slam comes on down, you can make the win becomes lightning. All you want, my friend. You're still going down into the dirt. Isma picks up the kill, nice weight around the round. The astral flight was activated, but has to cancel it and head back home. Not enough fuel in the tank. Oscarinin on the other side, throwing out some of those empowered autos, but in comes Isma with the paranoia. Flash away, breaks the tether, so no unspeakable horror required. Razork waiting though, looking to give Isma a taste of his own medicine. Tries to audacious charge forward, Oscar in danger, rupture into the 3 talents, trying knock up, looking for the face, flashes out of range. And Isma survives, but for how long as Razork will look to hunt him down, or audacious charge comes on down, trying to get some damage back. Can't quite get the fear, can't donate the kill either as yet. Has got a spell shield. He will eventually fall, but still a 1-for-1.
So both junglers getting involved in the bottom side of the map. Teleported up towards it, chooses not to. Lot gets himself individual advantage at the cost of the dragon.
Yeah, big swing in gold there for him. Razork does land that win becomes lightning and allows the extended audacious charge, but Jackie just shockwaves him. And Razork's gone too deep.
Razork is really being punished as the person who's...
Win condition somewhat on the line. Just a bit of an interrupt there on Lot. Counter-strike here. Is anyone coming up to support this? Look at the mini-map. In comes Isma. Doesn't quite have the paranoia. Continuing to jump at Lot, who does avoid the rupture. TP behind. Looking to make the play on this. Lot getting slowed down. Not quite going to get out. They'll TP in.
Helpful. That front Jhin, leaving a Q to keep some vision. Well, I think so, but Isma is off vision. See what they can do with it.
It's a grand stop. Well, Isma's now very much on vision. Has to flash away. In they go, though. Paranoia in trying to blow at least one person. The explosive gas comes on down, fleeing for the moment, but he's still alive. Upset finally falls as Lot TP's in, but it's already a lot of damage that Fnatic have managed to find onto the backside of the skies. Descended, and GX were caught under the crashing stars. Lot goes down as well. Razork has got a 3-talent strike waiting. Jackie sidestepped well, but he's hit with the breath of the light. It's just the light at the end of the tunnel. And Fnatic are the train waiting to bring Jackie's down. He buys a moment or two, but the clockwork ballerina dances no more.
GX pull the combo, but again, it doesn't involve the shockwave. You need to have the shockwave, I think, at this kind of time step.
We are about to log in. We've got ourselves a bit of action as we start. Isma pops the paranoia, the man we were just speaking about. Problem is he's going up against Oscar, who is a mighty beast on this. Cho'Gath still has that feast to work with. Jhin coming on over though, finds the body slam, and the piercing arrow will slay the mighty dragon of top lane.
Noah follows up with the arrow, takes his first kill.
Pretty good news for Fnatic in terms of their ability to make another fight happen. They've got the shove in mid lane, looking for this tier 1. They're not even necessarily obligated for the fight. TP behind though. GX wanting to find the play. Here comes the paranoia. Shockwave onto the backside. Flash away from Aurelion Sol, who does survive, has the astral flight available too. The cask doesn't really lead to all that much. A lot is just left in the middle of nowhere. Tries to get the counter strike, but he's split apart. In go the skies, and they descend on a number of people. Lot is feasted, and it is the tastiest thing that Oscarinin has ever had. Try and get away now as the curtains were called. GX lose their top laner and find nothing with their attempted engage.
Humanoid is just way too tanky. The Catalyst, the Rylai's, the Leandra didn't really deliver on the promise that came through from Draft. They get towards that outer camp, both for the taking.
Start that one up as well. We said it would be something Sol secured. Atakan now very much on the table. No ult quite up for Isma, but he's going to come over and try and contest anyway. Springer was used for a bit of extra speed over. Oscarinin clearing out that bot side wave. 3,000 HP, and Isma I don't think is going to be allowed anywhere near the Atakan. Paranoia gets in nearly there in time. They'll get a kill. What happens in the rest of this fight is Isma just goes in a 1-for-1. The rest of Fnatic continue hunting forward. Upset, blows up the Gragas, overcomes the dragon. Will die to Noah, who gets to continue altering. The problem is Razork gets to Audacious Charge, and Jackie's is broken apart again. Lot left splitting up as Noah will try to bring down Oscarinin, and will do so. Not bad from the AD carry of GX, but it is small mercies. He's caught on a captive audience. And captive he is, as Upset looks to show him exactly how an AD carry does damage.
Fnatic get the dragon. He's done a very good job of running down the back end of fights.
Congratulations to Humanoid there as well. 25.5 minutes. He's getting Fnatic's first turret of the game.
Yay! Demolitionists they are. Razork jumping forwards. W clicks.
That'll be the cleanse force. The curtains are also called, and GX are going to be forced to take a bow. Singularity comes on down, and there's no escaping that event horizon. Mid lane turret goes down, and they've doubled their turret takes in a matter of moments.
Oh, there's been a drive-by in mid lane, and there's been 2 victims. GX Fnatic move from one side of the map to the other. Looks to take the objective.
Onto the Baron they go. Oscarinin there with the feast, and there is going to be no way they get to contest in the picture-in-picture. At the very least, Lot gets a tier 2. That'll have to be the silver lining. It's not going to be meaning all that much. Oscarinin gets to feast for 1,300.
The follow-up damage is absurd from the side of Fnatic. 2 quick kills. Tara, and they're going again.
That they are. When a Fnatic ever not going at this point in the game, they'll try and turn it around. The knockwave combo comes in, but it does no damage. They lost the shield on Upset, and that is it. Isma gets to run away, and Razork's pretty deep, but a knock-up from the Rupture donates another kill over to Humanoid, who picks in a double. Continue to hunt for more. Knocked up into the air, and they'll give another to Oscarinin. 3 men down, and GX with 2 surviving have to do something about defending the base, but I think Fnatic have at least an inhibitor in their eyes.
I'm not sure there's much they can do about that whole defending thing. If they can't kill the champions, they can't kill the Baron buff on top of it. Humanoid jumps forward again.
The breath of light comes on down, and Upset with the curtain call. Make sure Noah takes a more permanent bow. Jump, the support alone on the Gragas. He did it into Mikyx, and Mickey not pleased about it. Throws out a cat. Does get Oscar onto the fountain, but he gets feasted on the way down. Not bad for a death row meal, and Fnatic will make it 2-0 in the series, dominating in the mid-game.
Fnatic move to match point. GX have been obliterated in this second game. Yes, a couple of kills come from the fountain,
but it doesn't look like it changes anything. Toying with their food, very apt with a Cho'Gath in the game, and they make sure they bring us to series point.
Fnatic move to match points. GX, well fought in the early game, just could not get themselves that big combo later on.
No, they couldn't, and we started to see it, right? The shockwaves would come in, it wasn't quite coordinated with the team, and they weren't one-shotting the Jhin. They weren't one-shotting the Aurelion Sol, and at that point, you're into all the scaling, the Mountain Souls come on through. What do you do at that point as GX?
Not that much, really. I mean, we saw them, they tried to pull